If you are over 60 and already taking vitamin D, good. But there is one critical vitamin most doctors never mention that could be even more important for how long you live. In Japan, where people regularly live past 100, scientists noticed something remarkable. Their rates of heart disease, osteoporosis, and dementia were drastically lower than almost every other country. Researchers assumed it was their diet. And they were right. But not in the way anyone expected. The answer was hiding in a single fermented food that Japanese seniors eat almost every morning. A food so powerful it delivers the one vitamin that Western medicine has largely ignored for decades. And no, it is not. Vitamin D. Most people over 60 are already taking that. What we are talking about is something far more specific, far more targeted, and, according to a growing body of research, far more powerful for seniors. Today, you will discover exactly what this vitamin is, why Japanese elders have been getting it for centuries while most Westerners are severely deficient, and what happens inside your body when you finally start taking it after 60. Stay with me until the end, because the last section covers the one specific sign that tells you if you are already deficient. Most seniors have it and do not know. Before we dive in, if you want research-backed senior wellness content every week, hit subscribe and the notification bell. It takes 1 second and could genuinely change your health. Okay, let us get into it. The vitamin is called vitamin K2. Now, most people have heard of vitamin K. They know it helps blood clot. But vitamin K2 is completely different from vitamin K1, and the two are often confused. Even by doctors, vitamin K1 is found in leafy greens and handles blood clotting. Vitamin K2, on the other hand, is found mainly in fermented foods. And its job is something far more specific and far more important for people over 60. Vitamin K2's primary job is this. It tells calcium where to go. That might sound simple. But for people over 60, this one function is the difference between healthy bones and crumbling arteries. Here is what most people do not understand. When you take calcium supplements, or eat a calcium-rich diet, without enough vitamin K2, that calcium has nowhere specific to go. So it deposits where it should not. In your arteries, in your joints, in your kidneys. This is why you can have osteoporosis, soft, weak bones, and arterial calcification, hard, stiff arteries at the same time. Your body is flooded with calcium. It just has no traffic director. Vitamin K2 is that traffic director. It activates two critical proteins, osteocalcin, which pulls calcium into the bones, and matrix GLA protein, which actively removes calcium from the arteries. A landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition followed over 4,800 adults and found that those with the highest vitamin K2 intake had a 57% lower risk of dying from heart disease. Not 5%, not 10%, 57%, from a single nutrient that most Western seniors are severely deficient in. So how did Japan figure this out centuries before Western medicine? It comes down to one food, natto, a traditional Japanese dish made from fermented soybeans that has been eaten in Japan for over 1,000 years. It has a sticky texture, a pungent smell, and a taste that takes some getting used. 2. But natto contains the highest concentration of vitamin K2 of any food on Earth. A single 100-gram serving delivers roughly 1,000 micrograms of K2, far beyond what any supplement can offer Japanese seniors, particularly those in regions like Ibaraki and Nagano, where natto consumption is highest, have consistently shown some of the lowest rates of hip fractures, arterial calcification, and cardiovascular mortality in the entire world. A study published in Osteoporosis International, one of the most respected bone health journals in the world, compared Japanese women in natto consuming regions to those who did not eat it. The natto eaters had significantly stronger bone density, even in their 80s, Their bones were not just holding on. They were actively rebuilding, something that most Western medicine says simply stops after menopause or andropause. Now here's the crucial question. If you do not eat natto every day, and most Westerners do not, how do you know if you are deficient? And what does K2 deficiency actually look like in the body? Part 3. The 7 signs of vitamin K2 deficiency that most seniors over 60 will recognize immediately. Sign number 1. You have been told your bones are weak or thinning. This is the most direct sign. If your doctor has mentioned bone density loss, low bone mass, or osteoporosis, vitamin K2 deficiency is almost certainly a contributing factor. Remember, calcium is there, but without K2, it is not reaching the bone. Sign number 2. You have high calcium levels but stiff or blocked arteries. This is the silent danger most seniors never connect to K2. If your coronary calcium score is elevated, or if you have been told you have calcified arteries or arterial stiffness, your body has been depositing calcium in the wrong place. This is a textbook K2 deficiency pattern. Sign number 3. You have dental problems, cavities, receding gums, or teeth that feel fragile. Teeth are bone. And just like the bones in your spine and hips, they depend on K2-activated osteocalcin to stay mineralized and strong. K2 deficiency shows up in your mouth before almost anywhere else. Sign number 4. You experience frequent joint pain or calcium deposits in your joints. When calcium deposits in joints instead of bones, it creates pain, stiffness, and inflammation. This is especially common in the knees, shoulders, and hips after 60. K2 actively works to dissolve and redirect those misplaced deposits. Sign number 5. You bruise very easily or notice your blood takes longer to clot. While K2 does not directly control clotting, that is K1's job, a total vitamin K deficiency often affects both. If you notice easy bruising, it may be a sign your overall vitamin K levels, including K2, are low. Sign number 6. You have varicose veins or spider veins on your legs. Research suggests that calcification in the vein walls, triggered by insufficient K2, causes veins to lose their elasticity. This leads to the pooling, twisting, and visible bulging we call varicose veins. It is calcium in the wrong place, again. And sign number 7. This is the one most seniors are shocked to discover: memory problems and cognitive decline. A 2020 study published in the journal Nutrients found that K2 plays a direct role in protecting brain neurons, particularly from the type of oxidative damage linked to Alzheimer's disease. People with the lowest K2 levels showed significantly faster cognitive decline. This is why Japanese communities with high natto intake consistently outperform Western populations on cognitive tests, even into their late 80s. Not because of genetics, because of K2. Now let us talk about exactly what happens when you add adequate vitamin K2 to your daily routine after 60. First, your arteries begin to soften. A 3-year clinical trial from the Netherlands, the Rotterdam study, found that participants with the highest K2 intake had significantly less aortic calcification and a 57% lower risk of cardiovascular death than those with the lowest intake. Second, your bones begin to actively remineralize, not just slow their loss, but actually rebuild. In a 2-year Japanese trial published in the journal Calcified Tissue International, postmenopausal women taking K2 showed a 74% reduction in vertebral fractures. Third, joint pain reduces. As K2 redirects calcium away from joint spaces and soft tissue, many people report noticeably less stiffness in the knees, hips, and lower back within 8 to 12 weeks. Fourth, insulin sensitivity improves. This is one of K2's least known benefits. Research shows K2 activates a protein called osteocalcin that stimulates the pancreas to produce insulin and helps muscles absorb blood sugar. For seniors managing blood sugar after 60, This is enormous. And fifth, energy levels often improve. Because when calcium is finally going where it belongs, powering muscle contractions in the heart and skeletal muscles, your body runs more efficiently. Less energy wasted on internal traffic jams. So, how do you actually get enough vitamin K2? You have two options: food or supplements. Let us cover both. Option 1. Food. The best sources of vitamin K2 ranked by concentration. Number 1 by a massive margin, Natto. If you can find it at an Asian grocery store, and you can develop a taste for it, half a cup a day gives you more K2 than any supplement on the market. After Natto, the best Western sources are aged hard cheeses, particularly Gouda and Brie, grass-fed butter, egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens, and chicken liver. These are all meaningful sources if eaten regularly. Option 2. Supplements. If you are not eating these foods regularly, supplementing is a valid and well-studied approach. Look for K2 in the form of MK7, not MK4. MK7 is the longer-acting, more bioavailable form derived from Natto and the form used in most of the positive studies. The research-supported dosage for adults over 60 is typically between 90 and 200 micrograms per day. Most well-formulated K2 supplements fall in the 100 to 180 microgram range, which is right in the sweet spot. Critically important tip: take K2 with fat. It is a fat-soluble vitamin. Without dietary fat, a meal with olive oil, butter, eggs, avocado, K2 will not absorb properly. This is one of the most common mistakes people make when supplementing. Now, you know what they know, and the question is simply, what will you do with it? Will you add Natto to your shopping list? Will you check your supplement stack for K2 MK7? Will you pair it with your D3 starting tomorrow? I want to hear from you in the comments.